down a little too far. Well, I really wanted you to see not only the surface, but I hope you got to see the picture of the upper portion on Facebook. I started detailing in the classic gold yesterday, and it looks amazing. This was the right choice for this piece of furniture and this piece of furniture. I can't wait to see them paired together. So, welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I'm Diane Pruitt. We're in Florence, South Carolina. If you're in the area for NASCAR this weekend, stop on by. We love to have company. We'd love to meet you. We've had some guests in already. It's been wonderful to see everyone. Thank you for coming to see our little store. Let's get some more color on this and get this to the tone that we're looking for. I do like this lighter blend, but this is not what we're going for with this darker color. We're going to richen this just a little bit, give it more of a wooden finish, and then I'll be able to go back in and finish the detail work in the gold on this, touch up any areas that need it, put the hardware on, and she'll be ready to go. I'm going to grab some paint brushes this morning. I hope you are doing well. Come on in, say hello. Let me know that you've stopped in. For this part, I really don't need the best paint brushes because if you were here yesterday, you saw how I took this top color. I took two colors, as a matter of fact, and we made this top uh, completely light. So we went from this color to this. This is not what we're trying to achieve. This is just a good base to get our other colors toned in so we have more of a wooden finish. Let me show you how to do this. I have three more colors. We'll see which ones we dive into. This is putty. This is hazelnut, which we are absolutely going to use. And I did grab my Sahara. Not really sure if I want to use that today or not, but I have it in case I do. If you're not familiar, we are a Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura retailer, made in the USA, right down the road in Millen, Georgia. This is a water-based acrylic paint, and it is everything to us. We only use this brand not because we have some contractual agreement, but because this is really the only brand we need to use. My putty doesn't want to open. This is the only brand we really need to use. We have everything in this one brand of paint. 54 colors that mix and make more. Endless color recipes. We also have metallics. We have washes instead of waxes. Because if you've used wax, you know, one, it's a pain, and two, wax is last. So once you put wax on, you really can't put anything else with it. And metallics, washes, glazes, stains. So we do really have it all with this brand of paint. Now, why am I making these marks? Well, if you've ever created a faux wood look, you know, you take your colors, you lay them in, you use a mist of water, and I like to use my silicone blade. Give this a good shake and pop that top open. It doesn't create a real wood look, so don't get me wrong. We're not doing that. It's a faux wood look, but it does make it look pretty fantastic when you blend them in just right. I've got one little stubborn spot. Oh, I'm terrible about cleaning these lids off. There we go. One of these days, I'll learn. I say that every time a lid gets stuck. I've gotten better, though. I don't know about the Sahara. I'm not sure that that's where I want to go with this today. But we'll see. We'll see. Let me get some of these colors in. Little bit of hazelnut. I like this because it really is a rich hazelnut finish. Now I don't want splotches, I don't want big ridges with this. So that's just about all I'm going to need. And definitely want my gloves today. I had green paint all over my hands yesterday because I took the gloves off and didn't put them back on. And I had green paint all over me. And we had to go to the Pinewood Derby last night. So I went to the Pinewood Derby trying to scrape green paint off my hands. It is a water-based acrylic, so it does clean up with soap and water. If you get it on your hands, you're not damaging your skin, you're not damaging your nails. But you do have to take just a little bit of extra soap and water to get it off your hands when you pile it up. And I just didn't. I was in a hurry to get to the Pinewood. It is always so much fun. Last night was no exception. If your church doesn't have a Pinewood Derby, you need to get a new church. Come to ours. We have a Pinewood Derby. So much fun. We even had a Hall of Fame race. That was a blast. And just like that, we have a really neutral tone that looks so good with this green. A little mist of water and our silicone blade. This is an Iron Orchid Design silicone blade. All of these products are available on our website, so don't hesitate to get what you need to do your own project. And if you have any questions, we're here to help. All right, I got a little bit down here. And I'm going to mist my bristles. I am going to go ahead and use just a little inexpensive chip brush. I'm going to dampen the bristles. I want to pull some of this. And I'm using the chip brush so I get an uneven finish. I don't want smooth, no paintbrush marks on this, I think. I think I want a little bit of a textural look. I may not. I might change my mind completely. The beauty of this paint is that since we're not waxing anything, if we don't like the finish when we're finished, it is so simple to change it. And I got a little bit over the edges. So I'm going to get a damp cloth. I'm just going to damp a paper towel and clean all of my edges so I don't have, I hate to chase paint. And even though this is water-based, you can see I'm going around this edge with a wet paper towel to clean up where I got the lighter color on the darker green. And it's not ruining my finish. It's not taking my paint off. Once it dries and starts curing, you're not going to have to worry about this paint coming back off. It does its job, and it does a great job. Even with a chip brush, this is kind of laying down smooth. Make sure you go all the way to the edge and pull your brush completely off. If you don't, you'll get those little swoopy marks. I don't know. I think I like it. I think I can also, if I wanted to darken it, I don't know that I want to darken it. I could come in with my um, semi-sweet. What do you think? I could come in with some semi-sweet. I think what I'll do is let's let this dry, and then let's go over the top with a little bit of glaze, our antique brown glaze, rather than using another color of paint. And then we will, there we go. We'll come in with another, some antique brown glaze, and then we can go over the top of it with our dark brown wash to seal it, and then we can richen this up. And I'll clean up all around the edges. I like this. Let me smooth this out right here. And I think I'm going to have it all over my green. It's okay. I think with the glaze and the wash to seal it, this will be exactly the tone that I'm looking for. And it looks so good with that green. So now all we need to do, no big deal, is this surface right here. All right, I'm going to wipe off my blade. Now, the second surface is going to be a little more tricky than the top surface. Of course it is. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the fan on so we can dry it as quickly as possible. And let's replicate our look from yesterday. So we started with this birch, and I'm going to grab another paintbrush. We started with birch, and then we went to our taupe mixed with gold. I'm going to start at the back, and I know you won't be able to really see. You'll just have to trust me. Let me get that little fleck out of there. And let's do the tricky. I'm glad I left the back panel off of this so that I could get my hands inside. That was a really good idea. And I may not be able to pull this the same way as I did the top surface, but I will be able to blend it. I will be able to do enough to make it match. And then at the very outside edge, you can see the paint coming through. On the very outside edge, we can definitely make it match. So this is the place where our Wooster Shortcut brush is the king of all king paintbrushes. It's not what I have in my hand right now, but it's probably what I should have in my hand. All right, let's go back. And I'm going to do this inside because I want to lighten this up just a little bit. This would be a great place to mount an under cabinet light, and we may do that. Since we're taking the old school and a little bit of the new school and making a completely new school, lights would be fantastic here. What do you think? Would you put under cabinet lights in? I think so. I think that is just exactly what this cabinet's going to need to set it off. All right. There we go. Color number 1 in the space. Got a little spot right here I want to cover. There we go. And I'm going to come around to the front. And I've got a blob of paint right here. I saw it happen. I couldn't stop it. There we go. Touch-ups, not a big deal. Cleanups, definitely not a big deal. Just takes a little bit of effort. And if you're trying to make a piece of furniture look fabulous, do the work. Chase the paint, clean it up, do what you've got to do to make sure it's a completed job. Now, not everybody does that. I do. I like to. I like to make sure it looks exactly like you intend for your piece of furniture to look. All right, I'm going to go in here and cut this in. This is not a great brush to cut in an edge, but that was painless. If you're stopping into our YouTube channel, thank you so very much. We were doing our lives on Facebook, but downloading the lives just to upload them again and save them is not only cumbersome, but it is space prohibitive. So we're on YouTube because they are gracious enough not to eliminate us. Whatever war Facebook and YouTube might have going on, I'm not in it. I just want to paint some furniture and make things pretty again. So if that's your jam, I'm here for that. And we'll pull this down just enough so I can get this last little bit on this front edge. And then we can do that side edge. Just like that. Missed a little. There we go. Cutting in is a skill set I learned years and years and years ago from a professional painter. And I absolutely adore that he taught me that, because who could have known how handy that skill set would come in my later life. All right, let's get this edge right here. And I see someone messaging me that I cannot answer right now. But if you're watching our live tutorial, I'm at the store. We're in Florence, South Carolina at the Petey State Farmers Market. And we are open from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Lots and lots and lots and lots of fabulous vintage for you to peruse and purchase. We ship nationwide. We ship internationally too. All right, that is the last of the birch. So let's spin this back around here. I need to get this backside dry. Birch is done. Let's grab our gold and taupe. Made such a nice base finish. All right. And we'll go again. We're going to go right inside. Can you even see? Yeah. It's not easy to get in there. And I'm going to thin this a bit. Since I can't blend it with the silicone blade like I did the very top yesterday, I'm just going to thin this down and use it. There we go. I'm going to pretend I have the silicone blade, and I'm going to thin this down and make it look as close to bladed as possible on this back side. And then when we get to the front, we will use the blade. We've got a lot of paint since I stirred with the brush, so we'll smooch some of that off. And we'll just pull this in. That works out nice. Let me touch this. And fill that in right there. Completely missed. Let me grab an alcohol wipe. These are so handy. Quick and easy cleanup when you get paint where you didn't intend for it to be. Just like that, it's gone. All right. There we go. And I'll turn and come back the other way. And I'm going to smooth it. Even though this section is not going to be the highest visibility, if we put a light under here, it is going to be visible. And if you know me at all, you know how I feel about the areas of visibility looking as good as possible. So this will look the best I can make it and as close to the rest of it as possible. All right, we have the inside done. I think it looks all right. Again, it doesn't have to be perfectly covered because we're going to go over it again with another color. So let me scooch this, spin it around. Our top's looking good. Our top's looking really good. You see it as it's drying? That is a great combination right there. And once we add a little bit of glaze to it, since we textured it with the chip brush, that glaze will settle in between, and then we can seal it with the dark brown wash, which is it's a wax alternative, but it's a sealer and a hardener. Perfect for your horizontal surfaces that you are going to get the most use from. Since we're in the front now, I'm going to go ahead and mist this gently, and we will put this in. I think we can go with the brush on this since we're already here with it. Loving it. Loving it. A little bit more paint, and I am going to mist it one more time, just to ensure. We've got a little spot that needs to come out. Out. There we go. It's gone. I'll come right across that front edge. And let me tip this edge down here. Now at this point, I want to keep my paint moving in the same direction so that the surface looks complete. So everything on the ends is pulled off the ends. That's going to look fantastic. That needs some time to dry, and then we can put, I'm going to leave these to dry, and then we can replicate this look. Let me grab some glaze. I am positive I have, oh yes, right here. I'm looking for my mop brush, and I don't see it. That's all right. I'll get another one. Um, glaze is awesome. Glaze is antiquing. Glaze is life to your surface color. I'm going to shake this up really well. I'm also going to, I'm going to grab a clean rag so that I don't overdo it, because if you know me, you know I will. You know I will. Let's grab, there we go. I've got two, so I'll set them right behind me. And not only do we need a clean cloth, a clean rag, I like the flannel and I like the terry cotton, but we also need the water. Now, two things: you can seal this first and it'll give you more time to work with the glaze, or you can glaze it and then seal it. Either one is correct. It's just a matter of how you want your finish to look. This I don't want aged a lot. I want it nice and clean, but I do love the look that, the dimension that the glaze is going to bring to this. So I'm going to pour some out, and we're going to spread it out all over the finish that we've already done. It is purpley looking when it comes out, so don't panic. That's correct. Spread it. It's tacky. It's a completely different texture than paint. And please remember, this is not a finish coat. This is an accent, and you definitely want to seal after you do this part. Now I just dumped a whole lot. It's okay. I'm going to go along that edge. Glaze has a tendency to dry quickly, more quickly than the paint. So let's get this on so we can take it back off. I probably poured a little too much. I did pour too much. There's no way around that. I did pour too much. See, I told you I would do too much. I knew that. It's all right. I'll just pull it back and scoop it back into the cup, because that was a lot extra. Now we want to wet this so we can pull it off. We don't want all of that richness. We just wanted some of it. But we need to start up here where we put the glaze first. That really looks good. Tell you what, I'll bet we could take the silicone blade and pull that. Let's do that. And that glaze will just settle in to the surface. It'll settle into the character of the piece, and it's going to look fantastic. That looks so good. I'm going to blade some of this back off. Don't worry. Oh, this is going to be a great finish. And just work that glaze around that surface. Glaze takes a little bit of finesse and time, patience, because this is not a finished product. It is water-based, so all my extra I am going to scoop and save. I'm just so frugal like that. I don't know where I'd throw that. The trash would not be appropriate. But this is so much easier to work with than wax. And I'm going to get the same result. And I can control how much of it I put on and how much of it I take off. And this is getting a really rich antiqued finish. I'm going to set the blade down for just a minute. And there we go. I'm going to dampen my cloth because I don't want to pull this back off. Pulling it off is not the goal. I love the way it looks. I love how rich it finished, but I don't need all this extra on here. So, just like the blade, I'm going to pull my cloth side to side completely from one end to the other. I like nice straight lines because ultimately, remember, we are going for a wooden finish look. And just like that, I love the way that looks. We'll clean up all these edges. It's just water base. It will do all the things that you expect it to, and you can clean it up. Not a problem. I'll clean this off the back where I ran it over. That looks great. I absolutely adore it. It pulled a little bit right here more than I intended, so I will dampen it and smooth it. A wood finish would not be perfect, so I'm not looking for this to be perfect. I do want it nice and smooth, though. And I want nice, clean lines. So now I'm going to leave it alone. I love that. I think that's exactly the look this piece is going to need to go with this green and look just as stunning as it could possibly be. So I am now going to hop off here and answer my dear friend Lauren, who's messaging me, because it's race weekend in Darlington, South Carolina, and we're right across the county line. Come see us. We're open 8 till 6. We will be here race weekend. Not only is it race weekend in Darlington, South Carolina, but it is the Arts and Crafts Festival here at the PD State Farmers Market. You'll definitely want to join us for that. Lots and lots of local and regional artisans and crafters will be here at the market. The spring flowers are coming in. The temperatures are going to be amazing. If you're not here, you're not one of the cool kids this weekend. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio. I'm Diane Pruitt at Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina. I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. See you soon.